Hi everyone, my name is Nick, and today it's finally time for another houseplant haul video. It's been a really long time since I've done a formal plant haul video, and it's really just because I've reached capacity. I think it's kind of funny. In like the last year, I feel like anytime I posted a houseplant haul video, somebody would comment being like, "Where are you putting all of these, Nick?" And I was like, "There's a place. There's always a place for me to put these plants." But the last couple of months, I really feel like no, there is no more places for me to put these plants. And if I want new places, I have to get really creative. So I've been kind of just like ushering some of my older plants out, or maybe some of the ones that I just don't care for as much, or the ones that I have multiples of. So just making some room for some new and exciting plants without overdoing it. So I'm really learning my limit at this point. So we're going to start off today talking about the Hoyas that I've acquired this month. I have quite a few Hoyas. If you follow me, you know that I really like to collect Hoyas. So I have some really exciting ones to share with you guys today. The first one, I'll just grab this one right here, is this really nice looking Hoya fungii. So this is one of the ones that I had ordered from Glass Houseworks when I did my online plant shop with me video a couple of months ago. And this one, I'm pretty sure I read in the description that it has fuzzy leaves, and I'm very fond of fuzzy leaves, so this one just fits me like a glove. And the leaves are very slightly fuzzy. I really enjoy it. They have nice large leaves, kind of similar to, say, like a Hoya australis or a Hoya abovata, and really just have some nice variation to the leaves. So I really enjoy it. It's nothing too wild or out there, but just some little subtle nuances about this plant that I really find myself enjoying, and it looks quite dapper in this pot as well. So really enjoy it. I haven't had it very long, so I can't really say too much about it, but I do have this new tendril coming up, and it looks like we have some leaves on the tendril, so that's exciting. So hopefully those will develop well. Usually my Hoyas take some time to start developing and growing once I bring them into my home, even more specifically if I get them shipped to me through the mail in a box. So this one seems to be doing very well to start out. And I might as well show you guys while we're at it the other Hoya that I got from Glass Houseworks. This one I still have in the nursery pot because it's in sphagnum moss, and I don't think this one is rooted. But when they shipped me the Hoya fungii, it was noted that that one was rooted, and it was also potted in soil. So I went ahead and potted that one up. But this one I'm just going to leave it in its sphagnum moss for a little while. I don't even know if I said the name. It's Hoya motoskei. Don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, as with pretty much every single plant, but this one, I saw this one at the Philadelphia Flower Show, and if I do recall, I remember the leaves looking a little different, and I think on the website they looked a little different, maybe a little bit more reminiscent of these, the small leaf in the pot, but hey, I believe it's a Hoya motoskei, so don't really have much to say about this plant as well because I really just have it and it hasn't done anything for me yet. But we'll see. I really enjoy Hoya, so if this thing does anything for me, I will be thrilled anyway. So yeah, I'm just going to check that one off as a win. Let's see. Okay, so this one is pretty funky. This is a Hoya Dye Terra, I think it is. And it's a really nice looking Hoya, very... Oh, I don't even know how to like describe this Hoya. It's just so different than the other Hoyas. The leaves are much more waxy looking, but it's like weird looking. I don't know. I think it's so funky, and I'm all about the funky and the fresh. So really into this. I think it's just 2 or 3 little plants in the pot. I split one of these with my friend who is a buyer at a local plant shop here in Philadelphia, and she got in some really cool Hoya, and this one was one that really caught her eye in particular, so we decided to split one, and how could I turn down something as wonderful as this Hoya Dye Terra? So I heard this one is a little difficult when I was doing some Googling, but we'll see. I have had a couple of leaves pop off already and they turned yellow. But, when I bring a Hoya home, usually I don't really expect much to happen. I just have to really hang on to it for a full growing season, and then they really seem to kick into gear. So not all Hoyas are the same, but this one's just so cool. Like, isn't that just such a funky little Hoya? So I figured, why not give it a try? I haven't really killed a Hoya yet, as far as I'm aware, except for the first Hoya that I ever brought home like 4 years ago, but I did everything wrong to that Hoya, so I've learned from my mistakes. And let's see. Oh, I have a really nice. I just got these in work at Urban Jungle. I just got back to work at Urban Jungle, and it's been nice to do the buying again. And on my first order that I did, I got in these. Well, I got in a bunch of different Hoyas, but the one that I brought home was this Hoya Krinkle 8. And I do already have one of these in my home, but I actually bought a very full pot of this last summer. I only really tend to be able to get the cool Hoyas in my area of the United States in the summertime. So there's some other ones that I can get, year round that are like interesting enough, like Macrophylla and Retusa. But some of these more, I don't know, like I don't even know how to describe them, but they're just like other interesting Hoya, like Abavada, Curtisii, and this Krinkle 8. I'm only able to get my hands on in the summer. I don't really know why that is. I think that's because these Hoyas are being grown out of California, and my sellers only really buy out of California in the summertime, so I could be just, making something up there. But just pointing out to maybe why maybe Hoyas aren't available in your area year-round, the more interesting ones. But I think I'm just going off a tangent at this point. This Hoya carnosa Krinkle 8 is really beautiful, really full pot. I couldn't say no to it. And I was thinking about potting it up with my one that I got last year. Oh yeah, I was talking about that one. So I bought a full pot last year, and the whole plant like died back except for one really long chunky vine. So I was thinking about potting this up with that, but then I just popped it in this pot and I think it looks so cute. So I think I'm just gonna have 2 Krinkle 8s. I'm trying to avoid having multiples of plants. As I mentioned at the beginning of this video, I've been trying to get rid of some of my multiples if I'm not like head over heels about the plant, and I don't think I'm necessarily head over heels for this Hoya Krinkle 8, but this looks great. Like, you wouldn't turn this down either, so why would I turn it down? And let's see, I think I have one more Hoya to share with you guys. This is a Hoya multiflora. I think they call this the Shooting Stars Hoya, and it's actually in bloom. So I'm so shocked that I got this Hoya to bloom so quickly. Like, I've only had it for a couple of months. I think I got it in like February or March as a gift from a friend, and yeah, it has so many peduncles on it, but they have been putting off the flower buds, and they've been blasting, which means they just kind of like pop off. So I really wasn't expecting anything out of this, and in fact, this one was just like sitting not bloomed like for probably like 2 weeks almost, if not like a little less than that, but of developed buds. Before they popped open, I was just convinced it was not going to bloom. So I'm really thrilled to see this bloom. Hoya's blooming for me is rather new for me in like the last year or so, even though I've been growing Hoyas for a couple of years, just because it really does take some time for your Hoyas to bloom after you bring them into your home. So that's why I'm just completely astonished by the fact that this Hoya multiflora only had it for a number of months, and it is full bloom right here, but you can totally see the shooting star look. I think they look like they go pew when they open, and then people are commenting on my Instagram post saying they look like dragons. I think you guys have a very wild imaginations, but I mean, I guess I could see it. But yeah, very, very, very good imaginations. Okay, so that is all of the Hoyas that I have acquired this, I was going to say this month, but it's been a couple of months. Oh, I have this Dischidia or Dischidia. This is a Dischidia ruscifolia variegata. I think they call this like the Million Hearts Dischidia or Million Hearts plant. I think it's because of like, these flowers it gets on it. And I actually have it in this aloe frost pot that one of my subscribers gave me. Thank you very much, Dawn, for giving me this pot. It's very beautiful, and it's got a little dinky. It's so funny. I love it. But I needed the perfect little plant to pop in here, and I was out plant shopping recently, and the store had these variegated Dischidia ruscifolias. And normally, when I see these, I see them pretty common in these little pots. It's not like a hard thing to find these days, but they always look so bad. They're always like yellow and all the new growth is dying, and this one just looked so happy and healthy. So I was like, it's time for me to bring home that variegated Dischidia ruscifolia. So yeah, that's really all I have to say about it. I haven't been doing too hot with my Dischidia ruscifolia, the plain green one. If you watched my plants I'm killing video, I was talking about it in that video, but I've made a few changes. There's new growth on the plant. It's looking better than it did in that video, so hopefully I've learned my lesson and I can take care of this one a little bit better, but I think it's just the perfect companion for this aloe frost planter. Looks fantastic. Okay, so let's move on now to, let's talk about the peperomias I got this month. I've been really like slacking on getting peperomias over the last couple of months because I'm a little pepped out. Not that I don't love them anymore, because I'm head over heels for them, you guys know that, but there's just so many that you can find, and I feel like I haven't been really able to find any new ones lately, but I Did get my hands on 2 new ones. One that I got from Glass Houseworks. Actually, if I'm being real, I ordered 2 peperomias from Glass Houseworks, but one of them came and I swear it literally died within like 6 hours. And yeah, okay, but this is a Peperomia Moonset that I got from Glass Houseworks, and it reminds me kind of the Peperomia incana that I have in my home, which is one of my favorite peperomias. It's like a blue felted peperomia. Well, this is like a green felted peperomia, and no, it's not really in the best condition, like appearance-wise, but it's totally healthy, I believe. And hopefully over the summer I can get some really nice leaves on this plant that aren't totally damaged. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. But peperomias I think are really easygoing, and if this one's anything like Peperomia incana, then hopefully I have some good luck with it. But hey, this is a really out there peperomia, and it could be a very out there peperomia for a reason, because maybe it's really hard to grow. So I will find out if it's anything like the other peperomia I got from them that literally just died. It's not even worth talking about. But this is one that I found in store. This is a Peperomia Blonde, I believe, and I love the name. It's so funny. It's like so bland. It's such a bland little peperomia. I love it. I think it's great. I love the like dark green leaves and like the purple undersides. It kind of reminds me of like a Peperomia verticillata, but the leaf or the stems are a little bit less fuzzy and less less everything about the plant. It's a little bit more bland. It's in the name. I don't think that's not what the name is talking about. I don't know what blanda means in Latin. I should have looked into it prior to making this video. But yeah, it's super cute little peperomia. Just pops in a little terracotta pot. Can pop it anywhere in my home as long as it's getting bright enough light, and I will enjoy it for many months or hopefully years to come. This one looks like it's gonna kind of vine over from the way it's growing. So I should have got 2 of them and like potted them in a 4-inch pot and then had a nice full pot, but whatever. Can probably stumble upon one again, but looks great. Really love it. Once again, just kind of getting off on a tangent at this point. Okay, so let's talk about an odd and end real quick. This is, I only have one of them for this video, so that's why it's only odd and end and not odds and ends, but this is a Schefflera actinophylla Dazzle. I actually talked about this in a recent video I did, my repotting plants video, and I do want to say real quick that a lot of you guys reached out to me and commented on the video saying that you were concerned about me seeming so down in that video, and I'm not down, I'm fine. I just didn't have the camera energy that I feel like you guys are used to in that video, so I think I seemed a little bit just off, but I think I was just being myself sitting in front of the camera, so I was like, oh geez, if you guys think I'm low energy and I'm just being myself, buckle up. But no, I really do appreciate you guys reaching out. My heart was so warm with the fact that you guys were so concerned about my well-being. So I really do want to say thank you real quick. But let's get on with the plant haul video. This Schefflera Dazzle, Schefflera actinophylla Dazzle is just a variegated Schefflera, and it looks just like the small like Schefflera arboricola that you would find if you walked into just a standard houseplant store or a big box store, but it's not. It's a large leaf Schefflera. It's just a very small, inadequate cutting. Yeah, we'll see how this plant looks in a year's time, but I really do like this variegation, I guess. Being so harsh to this plant. I'm so sorry, buddy. You're right next to my face. It's just a little wimpy, okay? It's just a little wimpy of a plant for my liking, but you know what? It has character. It's got some really nice character, so now I love it again, but yeah, we'll see how this plant grows over the next year or so. Hopefully the leaves get a lot bigger because I'd really like it to not look like a Schefflera arboricola. Okay, so I'm going to end with the aroids that I acquired this month, and I might as well talk about the one that I also talked about in my last video, which is this Aglaonema Tricolor Echo. So it's not like the Aglaonema, I think they call it's Aglaonema Pictum Tricolor that everyone's obsessed with. This is not that, but I'm obsessed with this one. It looks fantastic. If you watched my video, there's only one little root on this plant, so I'm a little nervous, but it's been over a week since I filmed that video, and I think I mentioned that Aglaonemas don't seem to really like me and my handling. So I felt like if this one was not happy with me from my prior experience with Chinese evergreens or Aglaonemas, that this one would likely lose these bottom leaves and they would turn yellow and fall off. But I think we're doing okay. So we're gonna just play it safe. We're gonna keep it cool and just not water this plant too much because Aglaonemas definitely don't like that. But I have it in my favorite Berg's pots, and they always seem to take care of my plants for me. So really beautiful Aglaonema. It's not really like the most striking foliage, but because there's so many Aglaonemas I get in the store that all look like so similar, this one's just got a slightly different vibe to it. So that's why I think it caught my eye in the first place on the website. So yeah, I'm really happy about it. I am really happy about this plant. And I have two more plants to share with you guys. They're both aroids. This is an Alocasia reginula black velvet. And if you watched my plants I don't like video, I talked about how I don't like Alocasia. And it's not necessarily because of the way they look, it's because of their attitude in the home. They're really just not great houseplants for me. I'm sure many of you have had good luck with them, but for me, I haven't had very good luck growing them. But I got these little Alocasia reginulas at work, and they're adorable, right? It's just absolutely adorable. So I actually brought two of them home, and I decided I'm gonna try one of them as a houseplant, and I'm growing one of them in my courtyard, which is very heavily shaded, and Alocasia really like heavily shaded, and I grow like caladiums and begonias down there, and they seem to do really well. So I was hoping that maybe if this one doesn't do too well, the one in the courtyard will do well. So yeah, we'll see. But I really would like my mind to be changed about Alocasias as a houseplant, but I have only had this one literally for like 3 days, so there's no spider mites on it yet, but give it another 3 days and this thing might just be covered. So we'll see. And then I have one more plant I'm pretty sure to share with you guys today. Oh, and this one, it's really big, and I think I'm a little too close to the camera. So this is a philodendron. I really don't know if you guys are going to be able to see this well. This is a philodendron bernardopazii, I think it is. Here's a new leaf right here. Hopefully you guys can see that. Oh, I don't even know. I can't see the monitor. But this is just a nice long-leafed philodendron. It's got the little lobes. Looks really good. Don't really have much else to say about it other than the fact that it's just a philodendron, but yeah, I really love the look of it. It looks fantastic. I love big leaves, and my friend had this in stock at the store where she works, and I was like, am I about to pass it up? No! So I brought it home with me, and I found a really nice spot on my shelf in my bedroom on the top for it to just kind of like hang over and just love life. And I think it's doing that so far. It's looking a little droopy, so I might want to take it to the bathtub and water this after I'm done filming this. But no, it's been really easy. I think it's put off 2 leaves for me since I brought it home, and I've only had it for like 2 or 3 months at this point. So I think that's pretty good for a pretty large leaf philodendron. And you don't normally see like really cool philodendrons in pots this big. They're either like really small as cuttings, or they're like giant pots, and I just don't have the room for that. As we were talking about, I'm at capacity, so this is even pushing it a little bit. But once again, how could I turn down this beautiful philodendron bernardopazii? So yeah, that's gonna do it for this video today on all the plants I've acquired really over quarantine the last few months, like March, April, May, June. So clearly not as much as I would normally get in like a month's time even. So I think I've been doing okay, but I'm really just trying to take it easy with the plants because I love them and hopefully they love me. But yeah, there's a lot of them. So yeah, that's really it. So thank you guys so much for watching today's video. If you don't already follow me on Instagram at FillyFoliage, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys in my next video. Have a great day.